Good morning, FABcasters. This is RBAR with the drive time. Just driving up a street here and maximizing my time on the road. So, here's the question: if I have a secret sin, does it, and it doesn't affect anybody else, does it really affect anybody else? That's a great question to ask. Like if I'm struggling with something, or I'm dabbling into something, or if I'm looking at something when everybody else is sleeping, does it really hurt anybody else if they don't know about it or if they're not involved? Short answer is yes. So I believe in what's called territorial spirits, if you will. I'm not even sure that's the right term, but spirits who hang out in certain areas, i.e., your house, my house, but only when I invite them in. So I believe we can literally, physically affect the environment with the sin we bring into the house. So I did a house dedication a couple years ago for my good friend Tommy, and it was a brand new house. And so what I said is, this house is clean. Like we have blessed this house, this physical house. I have sat with Tommy, and there's been nothing bad that's been brought into this house. There's kids there, and it's a family event, so I'm just couching it in terms that's going to be able to speak to everybody. But I said, nothing bad has been brought into this house, if you know what I mean. Nothing on the computers, nothing on the phones, nothing in print, no bad movies, nothing has been brought into this house. And what we're going to do is be in agreement today that nothing will ever enter this house. We will not bring anything evil into this house. Nothing that would create an environment where the enemy likes to hang out. So here's the sneaky part. If I have bitterness or resentment or pride or anger or rage or malice or slandering or anything that's evil and offensive in God's sight, i.e. attitudes of the heart, mindsets of the flesh, then I must leave it outside. Because for me to bring any kind of negative mindset into the house completely changes the environment. Was helping out one family where the toddler was always sick. Toddler was always worried. Toddler was always anxious. Have a chance to take the parents through the steps to freedom. Just a freedom workshop where we sit down and we renounce and we ask God, is there anything that we're hiding? Are there any secrets? Is there anything I'm harboring because I have shame, because I have guilt? Am I condemning myself? So once that's all out, parents get set free. They get in touch with their need for a Savior. And then at that point, there are no secrets whatsoever. There's none. What immediately changes, and what immediately changes, it's hard to believe, is that the kid is no longer shy in the way he was before. The environment changed, where there was harboring day in, day out, bringing attitudes of the heart like shame, secrets, anxiety, all that stuff was being cultivated in the house. Once that thing was out, it wasn't a place where spirits like to hang out. It just wasn't. It was a place of freedom. It was a place where community got together around the gospel and became transparent and vulnerable because of the power of the resurrected Jesus Christ. Because the power of the cross, that house changed. The dynamic changed. So going back to the original question, does it affect somebody if I have some sort of secret addiction? If I have a secret and I bring that into the house? Absolutely. And if there is sporadic tension or angry outbursts or yelling in the house, and if there's these aha moments of, oh my goodness, where did that come from? Where is this tension coming from? Man, maybe it's time to do some soul searching and pop the hood. If the engine light is blaring, maybe it's time to stop and pop the hood and see if there's anything that needs to go out. I found this book. I believe I found it at my in-laws' house, who just reminded me my in-laws are listeners to this podcast, so thanks for listening, Mom and Dad. Found a book in their house called Cleansing Your House. And it was an amazing book that I would have never read, a handful of years ago. But we read it, my wife and I read it, and it talked about getting rid of things in the house that don't belong in the house. Like little trinkets, little good luck charms. If anything in that exists in the house represents evil, like some sort of good luck charm or anything like that, it needs to go. It needs to get out of the house. So we took it above and beyond. And also the book suggests this, but we went through all of our movies and we said, what belongs in this house? And we didn't want to play this game of, well, we don't want to be legalistic here. I mean, we can't watch this. No. Well, what we wanted to do was say, look, if there's any movie in this house that causes fear or stimulates the flesh or is gruesomely violent or causes horrible nightmares, we want it out. We want to guard our hearts. So that goes. Pictures of exes, pictures of former relationships that would cause my mind to go into a sinful state or to remember sinful things, those got to go. And we didn't want to get caught up in, oh, well, this is a great memory. This picture has well, cut the person's face out then if you want to hold on to the picture. But we don't want anything. Old trinkets, got to go. They got to go. All for the purpose of guarding my heart. There is direct relations between the things we have in our house and the spirit that's in the house. So I'm on a mission to be clean before God as much as possible. So that's why I search my heart. That's why I search my soul. That's why I guard my heart. That's why I say, is there any attitudes I'm bringing in the house that's helping contribute to tension in the air? Tension that's so thick I could cut it with a knife. I don't want it. So that's why I encourage you, FABcasters, today, just to be aware of that. In the book of 1 Peter, Peter says that the enemy prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. I mean, if there was a lion loose in my house, you better believe I'm gonna move about cautiously, just waiting, wondering, and at the same time knowing that the enemy, that the devil, is like a dog with no teeth. I mean, he might gum me, and it might be annoying, but he's got no bite, and his head will be crushed, like the serpent's head will be crushed. So, FABcasters, that's the tip of the day right there. Secret sins don't belong in your house, and the longer you and I perpetuate a secret in the house, it creates a spirit of fear that lingers in the house and it affects everybody on a physical level as well as the spiritual, because the spiritual and the physical are very inextricably linked. So it's got to go. Whatever you're holding back today, whatever you're hiding, it's got to be exposed. It's got to be left outside. All right, FABcasters, talk to you guys later. Love you. Peace.